to tell you what he said like 500 times already. I have no idea where he is. Don't know where he's headed either. North, south, west, east, Mexico, the moon. I don't have a clue. But yo, even if I did, who wouldn't tell you?
Holy shit. This is, oh my god, this is like a Breaking Bad thing. El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. Oh. A Netflix original, 10/11/19. What? They actually made the movie. Well, that's wild.
I worry it's not going to be long enough then, though.
Or good enough. Like, that's like, you know, like your favorite TV show coming back for a reunion. And then just being whatever.
No, like I feel like that's why Breaking Bad was so good, because I forget who it was on, like a Rogan podcast. Somebody was like, "Yeah, you know, Breaking Bad could have been a movie, but they made it into a TV show, and that's why it was so much fucking better." Yeah,
it was like a in the ending. The ending was just so
it was powerful.
Well, powerful is a good word for it, but I mean, it was very like it was like I always compare it to like the last chapter of a good book. Like, it didn't go longer than it needed to. Like, Weeds went way too fucking long.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, okay, you're just trying to keep making episodes.
Yeah, like, once Nancy got out of jail and shit, I was just like, okay, I mean, it's unbelievable. She's being a bitch. She's pissing you off. She's doing dumb shit.
That's what, it got
even more unrealistic, yeah.
Even more, thank you. Even more unrealistic.
Because her marrying a cartel leader who's also a political candidate bullshit. Like, no, that
I mean, that I see happening, but her role in it was just ludicrous. And then the whole surviving the gunshot, spoiler alert. But, you know, like, I think it went. I think
fuck, I forgot. She did get shot in the head, didn't she?
Yeah, I think you have a lot of shows that just go way too long, because they and I get it. I mean, you want to keep people employed, you want to keep pumping out episodes and making the show. Why wouldn't you? And for all we know, Breaking Bad was like, no, we got fucking canceled, but we just happened to know how to end it properly. That could have happened. Who knows? But it was a great ending to a good show. Simple as that. One of the best shows ever made.
Whereas Game of Thrones had that potential, and they just fucking shit the bed.
Oh, my God. All right. So this is our first podcast in like a couple months.
Oh, are we live right now?
Yes.
We're recording?
We're recording.
Okay, fuck. I thought this was just testing
maybe
sound
I shouldn't have said anything. Yeah, this is our first time sitting in front of these giant phallic microphones since March. Been a long time. So is this where we're going into? Where are we going into your hot zone? The Game of Thrones finale?
Let's start ranting, because I'm fucking pissed still.
All right, do tell.
Well, I mean, it's been like the biggest disappointment for anything that I've ever watched, where the entire last season was just kind of like, okay, you have everybody's attention, literally the whole fucking world is watching, and then they just didn't deliver on anything.
I'm curious of their stats as far as like the people, and I mean, you saw this every season. The Facebook post. I'm of the whatever percentage of people who never saw a Game of Thrones episode. Like, it's a badge of honor. But then you had the people that were like, no, like this was their first season getting into it. I mean, I got in it a little late. I think I first started watching in like season 3.
But that's still pretty early. Was completely out whenever I started watching.
What season?
Season 3 was.
Okay.
But it wasn't on like DVD or anything yet. I had to watch that on like Project Free TV or somewhere sketchy.
Yeah, I torrented it all by shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did too. But like season 1 and 2, somebody gave me that they'd ripped on a flash drive, someone I worked with, and so I had digital files for that. But season 4 was when I started watching it
pretty
week
early,
to week.
You know, like I would, but I was also at an age where I was like, I probably shouldn't have been in it anyway. Like, I was maybe 22. You know, like
I was 21, 22 when it came out.
Yeah, so
when I started watching it. I mean,
right. So I don't think it was like you should have been watching it anyway. Like, I didn't have fucking cable, let alone HBO.
Oh no,
you know,
I was pirating all this shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, but anyway, I think that then you have those people. Just like every season, you had the people who bragged about never having seen it, which like fuck you, just let us enjoy it. But then you also had the people, they were like just getting into it. But I definitely think that obviously the last season, it being its last season, you had those people. Like I think there was a big influx of people that were watching Game of Thrones for the first time. I guess is what I'm trying to get at in a really long-winded fucking way.
Yeah, you're fucking this up.
I just a little bit. Yeah. That was their first like season getting into. Imagine being those people, being like,
yeah,
this
like
was
starting on
hype.
season 1 just because season 8's about, or the season 7, whatever it was, about to come out, and you're like, wow,
they had to like rush
I put
to
it
watch
off
all these character
and
arcs
marathon
and stuff.
fucking 80 hours for it to end like this.
Yeah.
No, it was bullshit. Like, I thought the battle with the White Walkers and against the Army of the Dead, I thought that was pretty cool, honestly. But it happened too fucking early on, and then it was like, okay, they lost momentum, and then the whole fucking ending. And spoiler alert for everybody, by the way, if you haven't fucking watched it. But
Yeah, I'll have
at
to
this
put
point,
this
you
in the
can suck
description
it.
or something. Spoiler alert.
But no, like, everything meant nothing in the end. Jon
It
Snow
did.
went all through all that bullshit for no fucking reason.
You're right. Like, and I mean, okay. Like,
Why did Bran have to go north of the wall? What did he need to see as the three-eyed raven, other than... Like, that literally means nothing other than, okay, you can write down every memory and have a perfect archive.
There were a lot of empty. There were a lot of plot holes. Yeah, because like the whole battle with the undead. It wasn't bad. I get it that they couldn't like draw it out to be like a multi-episode or season finale or series finale thing, because the whole point was, well, this isn't even that wasn't the end. Like they had then started to do with Cersei and shit. So I get that. But one, I mean, it wasn't Arya's kill at all, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, no, it should have been a much more badass death for him.
Yeah.
And the other White Walkers actually did fucking nothing. They just all
did
showed.
nothing,
I mean,
like-
it was creepy as shit when they all came walking and you see them, and I was like, oh fuck, like it's about to go down. Shit's gonna hit the fan. We're gonna see a crazy little like true hero battle, if you will. You know, with some main characters fighting them or something.
yeah, and
then,
like it was still a cool death. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I jumped up and like screamed out like, "What the fuck?" So it was still like cinematically a cool death, but story wise, I don't think it was Arya's kill. Like, it should have been
Jon.
or at the very
He's the
least,
only one that's ever fought any of them
Yeah.
and lived so far, realistically.
And
I mean,
she
like,
just like
hand-to-hand
kind of
and
came
shit.
in and was like, "Yeah, fuck you, motherfuckers! Like, I can kill this motherfucker. That's it." And like, she had no prior connection
With the White Walkers
with
at
the
all?
White
Yeah,
Walkers,
no.
with that entire storyline.
Yeah, she'd been off doing her own thing. I mean, yeah, she became a little badass
Yeah,
fighter
she's a
and
little
shit.
badass,
but,
and she
fucked some shit up with her cool tool, but that lasted she had it for like 5 minutes fighting and then lost half of it, and then is sneaking around with a dagger.
Killing Cersei would have been.
I would have loved that rather
That
than
would have made
them
more
getting
sense.
crushed.
Like, that would have been like some real retribution. Like, that would have been bittersweet. Like, that would have been awesome. But her killing the Night King is just terrible. Speaking of the Night King, did you end up watching the whole like Last Watch whatever documentary?
No, because I didn't give a fuck after that. I was literally
Right.
so
Yeah, you took
fucking
it pretty.
pissed.
Yeah, you took it pretty hard.
This is seriously the biggest disappointment I've had as an adult.
I watched the documentary because I like the behind the scenes stuff, like seeing how they make things and how they film stuff. It was literally none of that. Like, you can see more technical behind the scenes stuff just like in viral Facebook posts, like how they filmed the giant scene, whatever.
Well, yeah, wasn't
This
it like
was just,
following people around that like
following
delivered
people.
coffee or some bullshit?
It was like following like an extra who had been there, which was interesting. Like, this extra has been in there for like 5 years, and it's emotional and sentiment. I get that, but then they show like the coffee lady, and then they show the Night King, and you're like, whoa, no wonder you don't speak. He has like a really thick accent, and he was just very like he just struck me as very egotistical. Like, there's this scene where they go to a hotel, and like all the characters are like, "Whoa, we got to avoid the press," whether it's because they don't want to deal with it or if it's because of spoilers, whatever. The guy who plays the Night King like walks out into the crowd, like raising his
If anybody
hands.
knows who the fuck he is,
Yeah,
dude, you've got crazy makeup on.
Oh, and he's like, "You know who I am. You know who I am." And like they're like having him sign stuff, and he's like asked him to.
I'd be like, I still don't give a shit.
It was just very like, wow, I'm so glad you fucking died.
Right.
Like in the end, like he was just a douche.
Well, and that's disappointing.
Actor.
They didn't show anything.
He was an actor. He was the lead stuntman, by the way. Like he was like the stunt coordinator. He wasn't even an actor.
Oh yeah, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, it was just like, okay, you're unpleasant.
But no, and it's weird that the battle against the Army of the Dead and everything, that'd been talked up as, you know, so many nights of night shots and the longest work that anybody's put into like a scene cinematically and all this crazy shit.
The
battle against the Army of the Dead.
Battle at Winterfell, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, where's the behind the scenes on that shit? Like, show us why it was so fucking crazy. Because all they did was say, like, yeah, it was a bunch of night shooting and it's the most work that's been put into anything.
I did see in the documentary how, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of shooting, so I can imagine how arduous and just fucking tedious that was to film. As someone who has some sort of background in videography and film, I mean, I can imagine the logistics and just the sets and stuff. I mean, they were literally filming at night.
Right, I'm not doubting that, but they're talking like they're the first to do it. I mean, did you ever see the Two Towers? They put in fucking grueling hours of night shots and shit for that fucking battle with the Uruk-hai. I wonder how
intentional it was for them to beat the Two Towers record.
I don't know. The battle at Two Towers, the battle in Two Towers of Helm's Deep, that was so much fucking better, honestly.
Yeah, that was like an iconic. Now, if you think about this, you know they're going to eventually remake those movies.
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have to. Like it's just how everything happens.
Yeah,
Harry Potter will be remade before
we're
fucking 50, at least, I bet.
What?
Harry Potter, before we're 50, I bet it'll be remade.
You think?
Yeah.
What about Lord of the Rings?
Probably. I feel like they both kind of came out around the same time.
Did, yeah. See,
the first Harry Potter movie came out when I was in like 4th or 5th grade.
I fucking hated the Harry Potter movies.
1 through 3 kind of sucked.
Yeah,
and then
okay. That's fair.
I mean, okay, they came out when I was younger too and like hitting puberty, so I was like, ooh, Emma Watson getting hot in the second movie and stuff. That was...
she was a celeb crush.
Yeah. And so that got better, but the first 3 movies for sure are kiddie, and then they start getting pretty... Well, I don't want to say dark, but they get a little more teenage, at least, like where I'm entertained by it and stuff.
Well, because they had to grow with the audience.
Yeah.
And I also think...
And with the character maturity and shit, too, and the challenge of it.
And I'm pretty sure they changed directors. Because I remember being a kid, and first off, getting like really hyped knowing that they changed directors. I think the original director's name was like Chris Columbus or something. Yet another person who created a tragedy, and then the original Dumbledore died, and I was
when did he die? Like movie 3 or 4?
No, like 1.
Oh shit! Seriously?
Or 2? Like it was. I thought it was really early.
That might be right, actually. Yeah,
anyway,
1 or 2.
Yeah, we're not going to fact check ourselves, but I remember like being like a kid thinking, "What's wrong with me? Why am I hyped that this old man passed?" Because now they got Ian McKellen, fucking Gandalf. He was a way better Dumbledore.
That's fair.
Let's be real. Like I don't understand the first Dumbledore. It was like very like decrepit and like too soft spoken. Ian McKellen's Dumbledore was like, "Yo, all right, you're gentle. You're doing your thing as a headmaster, but you're a fucking OG wizard, dude." Like he's
a bad motherfucker. Yeah,
yeah. Like he had that inner depth. I think the first one didn't have it at all. And I've watched them again as an adult, so it's not like I'm remembering from a kid. But I remember being, and I'm a huge fan of the books. Like I read those books.
Oh yeah,
so many
them
times
as a kid.
Like going to Barnes and Noble to get Goblet of Fire at midnight. You know, when I was in like 4th grade, whatever grade I was in. So I mean, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing the book or the movies and just being like, "What is this shit?" Like, I remember, like, leaning over to my friend and be like, this didn't happen in the book. This didn't happen in the book. And come on, like, I love Gary Oldman. Like, he's a great actor, like a method, whatever you call it, actor. But he was not Sirius Black.
No, not at all. Seriously,
like they literally
he was too calm and chill. I felt like he needed to be a little more dark and mysterious and
he
shit.
didn't even look the same. Like how are you not going to cast people based on the chapter artwork?
Yeah, no kidding. When it's like that, like fucking go with it.
Yeah, like when there's literally chapter artwork like of where he looks like fucking Keanu Reeves and John Wick. at the very least. You know what I mean? Like long hair, gaunt.
Keanu Reeves probably would have been a good one for it, honestly.
Yeah, like gaunt, long black hair, skinny because he's been in prison. But then they got Gary Oldman, who like has got handlebar or whatever, mustache and a perm.
Well, and this was such like a mind fuck for me, was seeing Tonks in the movies as a kid.
Yes.
And then her in fucking Game of Thrones have naked showing her tits, and I'm like, all right, this is not this is not what I want to be dealing with right now. My childhood memories are getting tainted.
I think it took me a long time to even realize I was the same person. Like, it
Really?
didn't affect
Oh, the
me
first
at all.
time I saw her, I was just like, shit, there we go.
How do you feel now if you go back and rewatch the Harry Potter movies?
It'd still probably be fucking weird.
That is
Because it was like I watched How I Met Your Mother for a long time before I'd ever seen the American Pie movies. So then
No shit,
yeah.
really?
So then seeing like Lily from
Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother as fucking the nympho in American Pie, I was like, oh, that's a mind fuck.
I haven't seen the American Pie movies since I was like a kid, so I can't.
They're
I can't.
terrible, dude.
I can't relate. I can't like put those two.
They're
next to
terrible.
me.
They were on Netflix not too long, well, probably like months ago actually, and I watched them, and it was just like, wow, they're shit.
Well, and how about like all the spinoffs?
Oh, those were terrible too.
Yeah,
And
like,
I don't
they
know
didn't
why I
get the same
loved those at like
actors.
14 or so, but it's because they had fucking tits
Like
in
band
it.
camp or whatever was like a Stifler cousin, and he like calls. I think he like calls Stifler in the beginning of the movie. Like, it doesn't even sound like Sean William Scott. Like,
No, and
obviously it's not him, but it
Those
doesn't even sound like
spin-offs
him.
are like softcore porn.
Yes.
It's legal porn for 14-year-olds is what it is, realistically, if you want to
TV
look
14.
Yeah.
Because it's made for
Because there's
TV.
just a bunch of tits out, and everybody's pausing it if they're 14.
Right.
Like, let's be real.
Or it's on TBS and it's pixelated, so then they get right up next to the screen, thinking that they
Like
can
the beginning of the first American Pie movie.
see underneath the pixelation.
Literally in the first American Pie movie, that's how it starts.
What?
He's like watching pixelated porn on his TV, and his
Oh,
mom
really?
catches him.
I haven't seen it.
No,
So-
dead ass. Seriously, that's the opening intro to it.
Speaking of movies, you said you saw that
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
that's based on the book, right?
Yeah, I mean there was a couple of them, but
Right.
I don't know when they came out. I read them when I was like 5th grade. And
Is
those actually scared the shit out of me.
Is
as a
it
kid.
from the same book that had like the fork gets stuck in the girl's dress, right?
a what?
I think there's a story. I remember three scary stories from when I was a kid. Like that were like I remember them. The Hook Man was one, obviously. Like that's like an iconic.
Yeah, the one where it's like that the hook was stuck to the car door or some bullshit.
That's exactly it. Yes. The one it was from like a scary story book where this woman always wore like a really thick choker, like a really like tall choker on her neck, and it was because she was decapitated and she kept her head on. I remember that one.
Wow, I've never heard that.
It was from maybe it was an obscure book, but I remember that one, and then I remember the one, and I thought it was from the whole stories to tell in the dark, where like she's in a field or whatever, thinks she's getting maybe dragged to her grave or something, but and all it is a fork.
Oh no, it was a
Stuck-
knife. I know what you're talking about, where she was supposed to stand on a tombstone and do some little like ritual to avoid death or something. But yeah, she it dropped it and got the back of her dress, and
Okay,
she literally
maybe
like
that's
had a
it,
heart
yeah.
attack from fright.
Okay, yeah, okay, so maybe that's it.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar. Is that this movie?
Yeah, I mean that story wasn't in this, but because
Right.
there's a couple of these books. There's like
Right.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, more
But
Scary
it's
Stories to Tell in
from
the
this
Dark.
set, just so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
knew that it was the same. Okay.
Yeah.
How was it?
I mean, I was still happy I saw it because it's got like a childhood nostalgia thing for me. But it was seriously like a Final Destination movie meets a haunted, scary movie, if you will, that's for 13-year-olds because it's rated PG-13. So it's
Are
not,
you serious?
Yeah, it's not going to scare us,
Oh,
and the
that's a
characters in it
bummer.
are all in high school, so like it's hard for me to take interest in anything that's a high school age character because I'm almost fucking 30 at this point. I'm 27 years old, for Christ's sake.
We're old.
Yeah.
man.
But here I am critiquing a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, that's a little.
But I mean, like, it still wasn't bad. They had like multiple stories in it, if you will. But I would have rather been.
like that urban legend movie. Do you remember that movie? Or, wait,
I
they
don't
made
think
a couple
so.
of them, right?
I've
was
never
like,
seen
It was like
those.
Final Destination, but it was like multiple urban legends packed into one movie. Like, oh yeah, the couple on the date with the hook man and comes.
But
into
were they
play.
like completely separate worlds, if you will? Like,
I don't remember.
like the characters weren't intertwined in any way?
I think so.
Because with this, it was like, yeah, it was they combined all these stories until the characters were all in one same
yeah.
world.
I
if you
got
will,
that
or
just
whatever.
from the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the urban legend. I think those were movies, and it sounds similar.
I don't know.
But
I've never seen that. But I would have rather been like 10 actual separate stories within it or something,
Yeah.
like so it would have been 10 short movies, if you will. Whereas
so
this,
like a TV series.
yeah. But I mean, all at one time.
Right.
Whereas this was literally like Final Destination where, we found some haunted books. Spoiler alert, sorry. They found some
God damn it,
I don't
Chris.
care. Fuck them.
Fuck who?
Anybody listening?
Oh, thanks.
All 3 people.
That's gonna get us some great reviews. Thanks, guys.
Well, I mean, anybody that's probably listening, I bet I've told this to. Anyways,
Possibly.
it was like they found some scary book, and so they knew, or they found a haunted book, and so the book read them, and whatever your worst fear was how you were gonna die, or something like that. And so it's like they know what's going to happen, but they can't stop it, like Final Destination.
What would your worst fear in this book be?
Like from when I read it as a kid?
No, I mean like right now, if you were reading the book from the movie, what would be on your page?
Fuck, I don't know. I'm drunk, and that's a deep question to be asking me.
Okay, I mean honestly, I couldn't
My
answer it
deepest
either.
fear,
But I was
like-
just curious.
I mean,
Is it also intriguing? You look upset with me.
I'm confused because I'm like, I mean, everybody's kind of scared.
That was a good question.
Oh no, it's a
Let's
very
be
good
real,
question.
audience.
Because
That was a
everybody's,
good
I'm
question,
stumped.
depending on.
Because everybody's slightly scared of their own mortality, but I feel like I came to grips with that a long time
I
ago.
know. I can't really like. I don't
I mean, like, I don't want to die, but I'm not scared of death.
Yeah,
I feel like.
I don't like spiders, but I'm not afraid of them.
Yeah, I mean, if one giant ass one came out, sure, I'd freak the fuck out.
Yeah, of course.
Because like 8-legged freaks, that's some scary
That's
fucking
abnormal. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's rational to be scared of a giant fucking arachnid.
Yeah,
but-
exactly. Okay, well, what I was thinking was, it's interesting that this movie that you saw, which is like a horror movie, is rated PG-13. And I say that because we live in this world now. I think we're all very sensitized. There's shootings every day on the news. There's this, like we're all very desensitized. Like they literally slip cuss words into advertisements now. So for them to even still make PG-13 movies, especially a horror movie, is kind of bizarre, in my opinion. But I mean, I guess that's because I grew up like I've always watched like HBO shows and whatever where it's always
Yeah, and
raw.
I mean-
There's no holds barred.
Because that's when PG-13 didn't even come out until like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, because
That's really weird trivia. How do you know that?
because I love those movies,
Okay.
and Harrison Ford's a fucking badass.
It's just so
But-
random. Like
yeah, I know.
I'm not
I don't
gonna
know why I
fact
know
check-
that, but-
I'm not gonna fact check you. Like you could be full of shit, and I would donate.
No,
I don't
Indiana
care.
Jones and the Temple of Doom. I'm like 99% positive that was the first movie given a PG-13 rating, because they didn't want to give it PG because I mean certain ages shouldn't have seen it because it was kind of scary and shit.
What
And,
what movie?
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom. Okay, I'm trying to remember it.
It's when he's like in India and he jumps out of a plane because it was going down, and they end up in some crazy temple where
That's like every Indiana Jones.
no,
movie. You
most
need
of
to be
them
more
take
specific.
place with the Nazis and shit.
What?
Most of them deal with the Nazis.
Okay,
Like-
I'm
like Raiders of the Lost Ark or the
pretty
Last
sure I
Crusade.
know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm
he's in
definitely-
India and they eat the monkey brains and all that shit.
Yes,
and,
yeah. And like there's
And
like
he's
they're all
gotta get these
standing on a
3 sacred
cliff and the
stones.
bridge breaks maybe or
Yeah, and then the fucking British royal government finally comes and like saves
Okay.
them at the end. But anyways, that was deemed like too scary for little kids,
Mm-hmm.
which would have been like a PG rating, 8-9-year-olds and shit like that.
TV
Which even though that's how old I was when I saw it, I was like 7 or 8. I was a fucking little kid. It didn't scare me.
was on TV though.
Oh hell no!
That's-
I watched it on a VHS.
Okay.
That's like this plastic thing with a film in it for the
Right,
millennials
for people
listening.
who don't know, all you Fortniters.
And every once in a while, it'd fuck up and your VCR would eat it.
Hey, I recently re-downloaded Fortnite, and guess what?
What?
I'm still terrible at it.
Dude, I haven't been on it since like season 5.
I just don't. What are they on now? 10, I think.
Oh, I don't even know. That game got weird.
I like the charm of it. Like the art direction, like the style, the design of the game. Like it's very it's fun.
It's
like,
fun, yeah, especially if you're playing with friends because you're just fucking off. I mean, granted, we get a little more into it than we should, but
well, I just the art style I like. Like it's hard not to like be. It's an endearing world. Like the
simplistic.
characters and the set, the little map placements, whatever. But the idea of having to like build is just terrible.
Honestly,
I can't do it.
I think you would love the actual like campaign and shit where you fight zombies and stuff.
See, I'm not a zombie guy. I don't really like. I don't buy into the whole. Oh, let me just kill a bunch of zombies until.
Well, did you ever play tower defense or anything as a kid?
No. See, it's not my thing.
Oh, see, that's kind of fun for me.
Wait, is like Age of Empires and stuff technically tower defense? I mean,
No. Tower defense was where like you would have, like a preset course with a maze or something, and bad guys would be constantly coming through it. Yeah, and you could just build towers in spots and keep tacking.
That's not my thing. Yeah, because I mean, like I've got like Call of Duty and they've got zombies. And
so you're not big on strategy for video games then, like that.
Shut up.
No. I mean, because that's what it is. It's more planning and shit instead of just running around and shooting shit.
No, like I play Rainbow Six Siege, and that's very like, I mean, you got to set up like.
Well, that's different. I mean, that's tactical. I don't mean like.
Yeah. Okay. Strategy. That's tactical. That's very strategic. The
I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm drunk.
The tower defense games. Well, so am I, but I'm kind of.
I'm a lightweight and I'm a stress drinker, so I'm not really.
The tower defense though, they were redundant. Like that concept seems redundant. Like the whole waves thing, like I don't want to just keep killing the same enemies over and over until it's like, so am I just done because I died? Am I done because I got to go to work? Like,
well, with Fortnite, the enemies get harder, and you've got objectives you're trying to do while you do it and shit too. Like, I mean, there's a full map where you're trying to run around and do shit and search for stuff, and you can do all sorts of things. You should try it once before you just say all right,
the
fuck
campaign?
This. Yeah,
is it the one that costs money?
Yeah,
you have to buy it, right? Which
yeah.
I mean, whatever, but
I don't know. I had fun with it. For me, that was almost more fun than killing other people because I don't know how many times I'd be dead within 20 minutes, and then it's another like 5-6 minute process to get back into the fucking game.
Like I enjoy battle royales. Oh my God, we've just gotten all over the place on this.
This is so spastic.
On this first episode back, I'm like thinking like, oh, this could be its own episode, just talking about video games. Because I already had the title written down. Having said that, we're still pissed about the Game of Thrones finale. Like now
we've covered like 20 topics in the last. I don't know. How long have we been doing this? 30 minutes?
27 minutes.
That's it? Oh my God.
27 minutes we're recording.
I sound like Alec Jones fucking all over the place.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, we'll see like the whole Battle Royale thing. I mean, I enjoy it because it's like that pressure, like to be number one. And I love playing Apex. It's mainly the physics, though, of it. Like, you can just endless slide. It's like what I imagine heroin feels like. Like, literally, if there's a hill...
No. I've got a memory foam gel-cooled mattress topper. That's what heroin feels like. Because all I want to do is lay in my bed now and be fucking just immobilized.
I have a memory foam mattress topper and a memory foam pillow.
But is it gel-cooled?
Yeah, and it's not what heroin, I think, feels like.
Well,
you haven't played Apex.
You're getting some pretty stepped on shit then.
You have Black Tar. You haven't played Apex, right?
Just a couple times with you, and I suck at it.
Right, on my Xbox. It's like not the same. Like being like literally, here's a hill.
Oh, okay? Look at me. I'm going to build a PC.
I played on my MacBook Pro in boot camp, like Windows boot camp. I play on my first persons now. My first person shooters. Okay, so like here's
I don't even know you anymore.
Here's a hill. All right, here's a hill that's like super steep. In other games where you can slide, you can like even if you're going down the hill, you slide for like 5 feet and you automatically get back up. It's just a physics engine. With all of Respawn's games, like Titanfall 2,
it goes with like true physics where you would slide down until you hit the bottom.
You would literally slide down the entire hill, and then a little bit once you get to the bottom, but then
because gravity or not gravity because. Object in motion.
Yeah,
physics,
the physics engine is just so like you can literally like you're running in the game, jump up, land, slide because you're hitting the right key to do that. Slide, hop back up. Like, I mean, it's very smooth, and that's I can take 5 minutes to load into it and be one of the first person killed, but it's just so satisfying the way you move.
Yeah, smooth gameplay and everything.
It's just so smooth,
realism.
and that's why, because I started playing it on PS4, but I knew, and that's why I even got into PC gaming really, because I knew that like the way this movement works, I want to be able to use a mouse, and it's like I said, it's what I imagine heroin feels like.
There's a game that like,
and there's no building in it.
yeah, I suck at building in Fortnite. Like, it's one thing on the campaign, I'm decent at that because it's AI and they're slow. Yeah. But no, if
the idea of having to move that quickly,
no, against other people, I'm getting my ass kicked every time. Especially if I'm doing cross-platform with somebody that's on PC, I'm getting pwned. Wow, why did I say that? Just got pwned.
Yeah, I never got that. PWNED?
I don't know. Dude. We used to say it like RuneScape and shit too.
What was I was about to ask what was RuneScape, and that was gonna sound stupid. But really, what is RuneScape?
It was kind of like World of Warcraft, but it was in a browser
really?
Instead of being like a program you downloaded.
I guess I thought it was like Minecraft.
No,
which I've never played either.
No, it was called RuneScape.com, and then you'd make your account and log in, and there was a free version, and you could, get so far with X amount of quests, and you could only have certain skills, and then get to a certain point on those levels, and then I had a membership eventually. But I mean, I don't know, it was a an MMO RPG.
Yeah,
there was a big crazy world and all
multiplayer.
And all
which I've tried to get into. Like, I don't know, and maybe it sounds fucking depressing and lonely, but the idea, okay, like I don't want like a World of Warcraft Second Life thing where like that's where I spend all my time. But the idea of like having a character in a game that you commit to, that you're like, no, it's been 3 years and I maybe sink a couple hours a week into it, whatever, but it's that same character that you're.
No, and it's fun because
you have a connection
you and a
with.
friend can literally do the exact same thing like side by side, and that's what was fun about it.
Yeah,
because
and like so I like that idea. It's just hard to commit to that. But the one that I do have is Elder Scrolls Online.
See, and I still haven't played that, but that was one I was so hyped for, and when I finally saw the graphics, I was disappointed because I literally thought it was going to be like Skyrim, but online.
It's about the same graphics as Skyrim.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, maybe I need to revisit it then.
Because one, Skyrim isn't that good at graphics. Let's be real.
No, but what I saw in comparison, it looked like shit and stuff.
I've only like the last couple of months actually got it, and I've played a little bit, but I probably haven't played it actually in a couple of months. But I do think that it kind of had some bad hiccups in the beginning. I think it was known for that.
Oh, yeah, they got a lot of negative feedback.
If you go back and look at Skyrim graphics, like that fucking Nord saying that you're awake.
All right, yeah, that's fair.
It's
the opening credits were great, but they fucking suck too.
Yeah, the Skyrim graphics really were not very good. So, I mean, it's comparable. But, I mean, it's a huge world, and you're, like, surrounded by people who are going and running around and stuff. But the problem is that I dislike is that it's not cross-platform. Because then, me playing on PC, because I'm not going to buy it again on PS4 or whatever, you and I couldn't link up in it.
Well, I mean, I thought it was PC only kind of thing, wasn't it?
No, it's on everything. Well, It's on Xbox and PS4. For like $19, I think.
I thought it was a subscription too, though, wasn't it?
Nope.
Damn.
It used to be. See,
that was another reason I didn't want to fucking play it. Because I was like, I don't want to pay a monthly thing for video games anymore. Now Xbox Live is bad enough.
Yeah, no, it's free. It's free. There's microtransactions, obviously, and I think there is a membership that you can do where you get a certain amount of whatever, but none of it's necessary. But the problem is that you don't play on PC.
No, but I mean, for that would be almost worth it.
Well, because if you went and got on Xbox, whatever you have, we couldn't,
Yeah, I mean, because the main thing that I would give a shit about Xbox, I mean, aside from already having an Xbox, is the controller. But you can get a controller that plugs in any fucking PC for whatever you want to play with,
Yeah, like I got it on Steam, and you can get a Steam controller, or there are controllers. Like I just hooked up my PS4 Pro controller. I guess it's just a PS4 controller. To Steam, But what's weird was that like it'll show like in my library. Because I mean, I have a PS4, I have a Xbox One, Switch, all that stuff. But like something, and like I'm this weird like where I'm like, well, I want to play third-person games on my console, like with a controller. Like I'm just chilling out. Whereas first-person, I want to play like with a mouse at the screen. But it's
No,
like,
and
well,
I get
also
that,
could
though.
just use a fucking controller on the computer. Like it just
No, I get that though. I feel like FPS, you do have more control of
Yeah.
the mouse, whereas third person, it's like
And
a
I feel
controller
like
is
I'm
just
being
a
more
little easier because
competitive.
it's slower.
Like
yeah.
I want to, I'm playing it and it's online, and I want to get fucking good at it. Third person, it's more like in this like Fortnite, yeah, whatever. You know, there's obviously there's those tiers of like that with third person.
Yeah.
But so for a third person adventure game where it's like offline single player, that's what I want to play. Because I feel like it's different even with the mouse. Like maneuvering the camera versus maneuvering it like it's your face feels
So
different.
when you played Skyrim, do you play first person or third person?
I actually never played first person.
You always did third?
I always did third.
See, for that, I always wanted first person for
Really?
some reason. But like,
I feel like it feels off.
for me, it bugged me watching it third person, especially like sword swings or anything
I mean,
archery.
it looks off both
Yeah.
ways. Let's be real. Like like the actions.
yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
look,
the sword,
it
because all you
looks
see is like a
stiff.
hand sometimes.
It's
and
not
shit,
very good
yeah.
animation. Yeah,
But especially
I
for
felt
a
like it
bow,
was-
though, I needed that first person for
I
sure.
felt like it was worse for me as first person.
Really?
It didn't make sense. Then it was like I'm like literally watching my hand like he just had a seizure, you know. Whereas third person, at least I'm like looking around at the world around me, and you know.
Because with Elder Scrolls Online, do you have both options, first
Yeah.
and third?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like I would probably, if it's the same graphics, I'll probably want that first person. But like
It
RuneScape
is.
was always
It's-
third, and it was
it's-
almost more of like a bird's eye view the whole time. And
It's
I liked
pretty
that a lot
comparable
better.
graphics that from what I remember. I mean, it's yeah. Now, see, I have Skyrim on like 3 different systems, like Xbox, PS4, and Switch, I think. And I've never finished the story. It's like one of those games where it's like I just every time I have a new system, I'm going to buy it for it, thinking I'll finally finish the story and complete it 100% it. And even on, especially on PC, like you can do all the mods where like it looks like
Oh, dude, there's
it
some
looks like next
crazy
gen
shit
right now,
Yeah.
you know. But then I'm like, wow, do I want to literally fry my MacBook trying to run that? Do I want?
Well, aside from just the graphics
100
upgrades, have you
gigabytes of
seen like
data?
the Star Wars patches and shit like that, where you've got lightsabers and the Force powers, and
Oh yeah, like
you can do some crazy shit. I've seen Harry Potter mods or
on Skyrim.
oh yeah.
I've seen them on Grand Theft Auto, but not Skyrim.
Yeah, I've seen it on Grand Theft Auto too, but
That's
Skyrim, yeah.
wild.
And then there's been some dumb shit, like all the dragons were trains from Thomas the Tank Engine and stuff
What
like
the
that.
fuck?
Oh, it's
No,
fucking
I
hilarious.
I have not seen that.
So
at all.
yeah, opening credit of the game, Thomas comes crashing in on the tower, and it's just a fucking train horn going off instead of the dragon roaring.
That's funny. No, I've only seen the one where it's like made to look like as you know realistic as possible.
See, I still haven't even played Red Dead. I've owned it for like.
That is insane to me.
I just bought it finally like 3 weeks ago, installed it, and it sat there for the last 3 weeks. Because I haven't. That's a game where I feel like I'm going to need at least 8 hours just to get into it because I don't know. I'm either playing for 8 hours straight or I'm not interested at all in the video game.
That's how I am. Like with online games, like Call of Duty or Battle Royale, whatever. It's
yeah, that's quick and painless.
I like in the sense of like, hey, I can hop in, play a game or two, whatever. It took 30 minutes, and it's like I was just killing time, relaxing. Because I have learned even in my old age that it's like the one real way I can relax is playing something like that because I'm not checking my phone. I'm not. It's it's like I'm still using my brain. It'd be like playing chess. I'm still using my brain,
But your full focus is on it.
but I'm full focus. I'm not checking. Yeah, I'm not checking emails.
Yeah, like anymore when I'm watching TV, halfway through I'm distracted by my phone. And
That's why. Yeah, that's why I watch the same however many shows every year because it's like, well, I've seen it, so I don't have to be super focused. I can do stuff around the house, but then I still end up getting so wrapped up in it that I'm sitting back on my couch
Yep.
watching it.
But
no,
then I still get on my phone for some reason.
right, yeah, exactly. But like, so Red Dead, like Assassin's Creed, like those games, I'm like, no, I can't just play for 30 minutes. I have to get in at least like minimum 3 hours.
Oh yeah,
2 hours.
No, like when this next Elder Scrolls game comes out, I'll probably take like 2 days off from work. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
I know that sounds like stupid and nerdy as shit, but I will go get
yeah.
that fucking thing at midnight and play for.
What is the?
I don't even know the title yet, honestly.
Yeah, like what's it even about? Is it?
We don't
just
know.
Like Skyrim?
I haven't seen updates in a long time, and since I got rid of Facebook, I don't have.
Right.
Let's not shit. I need to follow some gaming shit on Instagram then, so I
But
get
can
updates.
I ask you? Skyrim, Elder Scrolls is a Bethesda game, right?
Yeah.
But Bethesda's been real shitty like the last couple of years.
With what though? Well, yeah, I mean, this last Fallout was
Fallout,
disappointing. I
like-
didn't buy it, thank God. But even I know everybody loved Fallout 4. I didn't care for it. It was almost overwhelming. There were too many things, and
I don't think I've touched a Fallout game since New Vegas, and I maybe got 10 minutes into it, and I was just like, I didn't like the UI.
See, I didn't play New Vegas, but I played Fallout 3.
But even the newer Fallouts, I've seen the UI, and I'm like, it looks like MS DOS. Like it's not visually appealing to me.
With the
like the inventory and
because it is very like black and green.
Yeah, like it's just it makes me feel like I'm playing an old game, and whether it's
like from Windows 95.
whether it's supposed to match the gameplay, whatever, I would know because I never played it, but that immediately just deters me. Like I feel like it's a chore to navigate.
See, and Fallout 4 got rid of that. It was better, brighter colors and stuff.
Okay,
but when I'm playing a game like that, I want to have a set of armor or a gun or something that can eventually be the best, where it's like, okay, you've got that.
The RPG.
Yeah. And with Fallout 4, there were too many options where there wasn't anything best. It was just kind of a personal preference thing. Like you could have 400, or not 400, but, a shitload of these little suits of armor that you could build, and none of them is truly the best because you can't, like, upgrade a piece all the way fully. It's just how do you want to customize everything.
I can relate to that because then it's like, well... They don't give you like a clear like it's not definitive where you're just upgrading whatever and it doesn't matter, like it's all cosmetic but all has the same base stat, let's say that.
Yeah.
Whereas it's more
do you want accuracy or
yeah.
distance and stuff like that?
Like
eventually I want every stat to be maxed if that's a possibility.
You're basically seeing the bars go up
Yeah.
Of how they're improving. Yeah. No.
And maybe I just didn't give it enough time to really get into it, but
didn't that one get rated not very well either?
Fallout 4?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought a lot of people that I knew loved it. My brother raves about it. He said it was one of his favorite games.
Because 76 was horribly rated, right?
Yeah, and that I thought was supposed to be really cool eventually.
Didn't it just come out recently?
It's been out for a while now, I feel like. Maybe a year.
Maybe a year.
I'm not sure.
But then what was the one before 76?
Fallout 4.
Was that Fallout 4?
Yeah.
Okay, then you're right. Yeah. That one I did hear.
And 76, I thought would have been awesome because it's like what you and I are talking about, where we want an MMORPG where we can play with friends, complete quests together.
And you can commit to a character whether it's weeks, months, years, you're like, this is my character.
Yeah, because you can build a base and shit too, and that's what would be fucking great. You can build like a base and shit with turrets and walls, and that's what I didn't like about the game was your shit could get attacked by another real player while you're offline and shit.
And
they said like, the chances of them, actually seeing you and all sorts
of
shit.
It's
like crazy.
Clash of Clans. I can't.
But it's like, okay, what's the point then? Either I can only play with my friends and we face what are the fucking automated characters called? NPGs?
Yeah. And
NPCs. Or I either want to say all NPGs and me and my friends or no other fucking people,
I keep coming back to this game that I want to play, and it's interesting because like it's been plagued with like horrible reviews, but something about it looks very Fortnite-ish, like very charming, and it's No Man's Sky.
Dude, I keep about to be bringing that up, and then we get on something else. But yeah, I've been seeing it a lot in my feed lately because it's got an update or something.
Because they did this big update where they're like, "This is the game that we promised you."
Yeah, where maybe there was like almost endless.
Hey, that was fucking cool. If you are listening to this and you know what it means when it says GarageBand disk space too slow, record in parentheses, let us know because that's what just happened, which just took about like a good 10 minutes of No Man's Sky conversation. I mean, I know it was exhilarating and you missed a lot. But it definitely just wipes 10 minutes of No Man's Sky conversation off the recording.
And I don't want to re-rant that right now.
No, I
so
couldn't.
let's go get food and we'll visit No Man's Sky again another time.
I am totally down with that.